Good. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Enola, and if you are new here, then welcome, and if you're returning, then welcome back. Before we get started, for anyone that is new, my channel is all about stagey stuff and musical theatre and singing, with a bit of lifestyle and deep meaningful chats along the way. So if that sounds like some stuff that you are interested in, then don't forget to click subscribe on my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment below. So for everyone returning to my channel, hello, it's been a little while, and yes, I lied to myself, and this is because I said I would do a lot more videos more frequently, but unfortunately that hasn't happened, and I have no excuse other than working, I guess. During lockdown, you know, just keeping the work alive and doing lots of other bits and bobs behind the scenes. So recently I did actually post a cover song, which if you click on the link in the description, you can find that, and if you wait until the end of this video, there will also be something you can click on to take you to that video. Don't miss it, because it is me portraying 6 different characters from Mean Girls. It's a lot of fun, so make sure that you stick around for that link that you can click on. So today, I'll get to the main points of why I'm here today. It was just to do a little video because I've heard a lot of people having mixed opinions about coming out of lockdown. So I am in the UK, in case you couldn't already tell from the way that I speak, and we have been in lockdown for a long time, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which I hope just gets bigger and bigger, fingers crossed, glass half full and all that, because we actually are coming out of this lockdown. I think people have a few mixed views on this. Some people are super anxious about coming out and returning to a different kind of normal, or the old normal, or whatever it is, and some people just absolutely cannot wait to get out of it. You know, I'm kind of a mixture of both, so today I just wanted to come and do a little video on 5 tips for coming out of lockdown 2021, and these are just my opinion, and just my opinion on what can help people maybe in some ways to adjust into life after lockdown in a positive way, because yeah, I like to help people, so I'm here to hand out those helpful little tips. Now of course, again, this is just my opinion. You may disagree, you may have some other idea of the best tips for coming out of lockdown, but if you do like my tips, again, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So let's jump straight into the video. So number 1 for my 5 tips of coming out of lockdown 2021, I'm gonna start off with stating the obvious pretty much, and that is to take 1 step at a time. Yes, baby steps. Like with everything, baby steps are important, I feel. If you are one of those people that feels a little bit more anxious about coming out of lockdown because you've been working from home for months, or if you've just been cooped up for months and not really been that social other than on the lovely Zoom platform that we all have come to love and hate, you might want to take things just a little slow, and that's okay because everyone does things at different rates. But one tip I will give is don't feel like if some people that you know are just like rushing into the deep end, you don't have to do that. You can just take 1 step at a time, and by that I mean, if you are not comfortable with seeing a massive group of people from the get-go, don't feel like you have to go and jump into the nearest big crowd that you can see, because if you are one of those people that might get a bit anxious about that, having not done that for a long time, then this is where baby steps come into play. See just 1 person for a coffee catch-up, see 1 family member, 1 friend, or maybe just a couple of people that you really trust. That's completely fine, and then take it day by day. If you don't really fancy going out to a big shopping centre when it first opens, fine. Just maybe, you know, carry on doing shopping online for a bit and then venture out slowly. Obviously, if you're the other end of that scale and you don't feel like you need to take baby steps, then that's completely fine as well. I'm aiming this more towards the people that may feel a little bit more anxious about suddenly diving straight into that deep end. I keep thinking of Shallow, the song, when I'm saying that. I'm off the deep end. Okay, moving on. Number 2 on my list of little tips for coming out of lockdown 2021 is self-care, self-care, self-care. I am a big advocate for self-care. I think it's super important to fill up your own cup before you can go out and fill up anyone else's cup. I just think positive vibes, if you are feeling positive within yourself before you know, go out and socialise and try and be positive around other people as well. You probably already know this, but for those people who haven't thought about it, self-care is super important. Taking care of your physical and mental health, so whether you want to do some meditations to, you know, build yourself up to going back into the world, great. Or if you just kind of fancy, you know, pampering yourself, whichever makes you feel the best you can be, do a lot of that before we come out of lockdown. That way you'll come out, you'll feel glorious mentally, physically, whatever floats your boat, you will feel fabulous, and then you're just gonna be like a ray of sunshine stepping out back into the world and just feeling great. So moving on to number 3. I kind of mentioned this a second ago, but keep the glass half full. Or there was a really good saying actually I saw the other day. It was nothing to do with the glass being half full or half empty. It was something to do with the glass just being a glass. Nope, that wasn't it. But I'm gonna find that quote and I'm gonna insert it here. Here it is, because I couldn't remember from the top of my head. I think positive vibes are a really good thing for coming out of lockdown. And what I mean by this is, instead of focusing on everything that's worrying you about coming out of lockdown, try and focus on what lights you up. Try and focus on the positive, the light. Don't worry about, you know, the negative things about COVID, the negative things about coming out of lockdown and adjusting to life. Think about things that you're gonna enjoy doing again, people that you're gonna enjoy seeing again, small things that you've missed that you are now able to do. Think about just anything that makes you feel alive and happy and go with that feeling. I would say try as much as you can when thinking about coming out of this lockdown and returning to some kind of normality, whatever it is that's normal for you. Think of all the great things, because I guarantee, again, referring back to my tip number 2, that will definitely help with mental and physical health, because I feel like that, above all, for yourself, is the most important thing. Okay, number 4. Now this kind of contradicts the... Good. This one kind of contradicts the whole take one step at a time thing, but this is more for the people who may not need to take those baby steps, that kind of may just want to dive in. And this is plan things. You can now plan things again. Don't worry too much about the future though. Don't worry too much about how things may change again. Focus on the now and what you can plan now. What can you plan and look forward to? So whether that's, you know, quickly booking your favorite bars, restaurants, days out, things that are starting to open again, make sure that you're going on there and booking those things in so you have small things to look forward to. I personally have been doing this. I have been going online frantically looking for different places to book, because of course it's going to be chaos. Like, we cannot deny that. There's going to be so many people wanting to just let loose. It's like the gates are being opened, and oh my gosh, it's like the first time in forever from Frozen. There'll be actual real life people. It'll be totally strange when the gates open in Arendelle. Hopefully you'll get that reference if you're a Disney fan like me. So my advice, one of my tips here, is to plan things, get things booked in, things that you know are going to make you so happy, things that you know are going to be such good fun. Make sure you get those in the diary. Booking some cinema tickets, booking a haircut, booking, you know, a bar to go and have some drinks with friends, booking a meal, anything in that sector. Have things to look forward to, because isn't that just such a great feeling, having things to look forward to again? Yes! I'll let you in on a few things that I've got in the diary for this year. Of course, subject to change, but hopefully not. Booked some bars in Manchester to go and have day drinks, mostly outside ones and things. Escape to Fright Island is a really good place if you are Manchester based. I've also booked Hatch, which is another kind of similar place to Escape to Fright Island. Also, I've got Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I've also got Manchester Pride and Brighton Pride all booked in. Fingers crossed they go ahead, because I have a hotel on the beachfront in Brighton with my name on it. Cannot wait to go there and just have the time of my life. So there are a couple of things I've got in my calendar, as well as some work stuff like events, actual performing events, which again, fingers crossed, is gonna happen. Okay, moving on to my last tip for coming out of lockdown, and that is, don't feel like you have to return to your old normal. Now, lockdown has made us reflect on a lot of things in life for the most part. You may have reflected on your job, your career, your day job, or whatever, your side hustle if you're a performer or creative, or if you've reflected on how you spend your time, if you've reflected on the routines you used to be in, if you've reflected on your friendship groups, your family, anything. Don't feel like you have to then come out of lockdown and go straight back into what you knew, because of course things have changed in many ways. Basically, I'm saying you now have this blank canvas to be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do, and start your own new normal. And I think that's a great tip. It's a great tip. Create your own new normal. To put it simply, you don't have to go back to who you used to be if that wasn't what you were happy with. Of course, if you were happy with what you used to be, fine. But if you weren't that happy with the old normal, you now have that chance to literally start a complete fresh. Whatever skills you've learned in lockdown, whatever values, lessons, anything that you have learned and reflected on in lockdown, you can now take into your new normal. That's something that's really resonated with me personally as well. I feel like there was a lot of routines I was kind of in pre-COVID, and there was like little habits or like, you know, work stuff and other things and friendship groups, even like loads of things that I've like reflected on, and I feel like I'm ready to take a new direction in life. Even if that's like changing your style, like just anything, just create your own new normal and don't feel like you have to go back to the old normal if you don't want to. All I'm saying is the world's your oyster, and just go out there and have the best life. It was just a little short video today just to give you 5 little tips that I find quite helpful personally, and maybe you will too. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment, let me know if you have any tips for coming out of lockdown, what works for you. So yeah, thanks for joining me. If you were new here, I hope that you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe on my channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you again very, very soon, guys. Happy end of lockdown for all those in the UK. Bye!